All right, so you guys, you're welcome. All right, my name is Ade Folami. The show is the Darkpore show, and here we're helping young people start new things, start new careers, start new families, start new relationships. Okay, and we'll be sharing experiences today. Today's show, we have 3 shows today. Okay, the very first show is.
Okay, the very first show borders around women's choice of life partner, and addressing challenges women face in order to attract, meet, marry, date high-earning men that are very rich. The challenges you face: attracting, meeting, dating, marrying,
and so
divorcing,
so
breaking up with high-earning men.
Okay.
All right.
So that's what this show borders around.
So that's the first show. So the second show will be.
The second show will be difficulties older single ladies face in finding and marrying men.
Okay, and then the third show will be.
The third show is why men. That's the topic, though. Is why men need to out-earn their girlfriends or potential wives. Why men?
Yeah, they need to
Out-earn means to earn more than. Or why men should be richer than their potential wives or girlfriends.
You are the head.
Okay.
No, that's not it. Don't
All right.
be telling me that.
When we get
Okay, so guys,
yeah.
we're doing the same thing. All right. I know everybody, you have lots of things you have to say, but you have to keep in mind that if 5 people are talking, the audience will not hear. You get confused. All right. So just follow my lead. Things are better for this particular show. We have a bit of structure right now. All right. So there are 4 acts to the show. The first act of the show is we'll be watching a video, we'll be reacting and responding to it. The second act of the show. What's the second act of the show?
The second act of the show will talk about stories, personal stories that are related to that topic.
Okay. And then third
And
act.
the third act of the show, we will review an article, like a chart, that talks about the number of rich men we have in society and number of women that are available for that men, or number of rich men that are available for the number of women we have.
Wow.
And then the fourth, we'll do a Q&A session.
Yeah.
So we'll just talk back
Question
and
and
forth.
answer, yeah.
Things that have come up, we'll just trash it and address it. So let's go into the show. Let's go into the video. So the video we're about to watch was a video that came out in 2018. So the video is titled Today Extra Man Drought. Okay?
Man drought.
Scarcity of men.
billion people in this city. Sounds like a lot, right? Half of them are women. And
So new data has shown that Australia is going through our very own man shortage.
All right, so
No, not that sort of shortage.
what's the data we have on Nigeria? How many men do we have in Nigeria? Can we go to this screen? Of marrying age. Okay, so while we go through demographics, so we have that. All right, the way the video started out with them analyzing total number of people, those who are married. How many of us have had experience with married men chasing you? It seems. How many of us have had that feeling as if it's only married men that exist?
no, not like everybody.
Not like all. That was what I think too earlier. I was like, is the only married man that exists in this world?
And even single fathers.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Especially
Yes.
Are there a lot of single fathers?
There are a lot. There are really a lot.
Yeah,
Seriously.
what's the different thing being single and your father and married?
What's wrong with you dating a single father?
There is nothing wrong, but the bringing up of the children.
There is nothing.
There's a lot about it.
Okay, guys.
For real.
All right, so don't worry, we'll gradually get into it. It happens this way. For women, on average, if you were to ask on average, like what percentage of men do you run into that you end up finding out that they are married?
It's like 60%.
You're saying 6 out of every 10 men that grabs your phone number is a married man.
80%. For real. I'm being sincere.
Me one.
80%.
40%.
80. Okay, 40%.
I said
You said what? 1%.
Pending. What are you doing?
0.
1%.
Like it's more or less like just one person and it was 2 days
What are you
ago.
doing? As in,
That was a married man.
Yes.
So there are lots of married men out there that are toasting people.
Will I say? Almost every day.
guys.
Every day. It's not even about this, guys. Some of them just tell you, okay,
Yeah,
I want to.
like
I'm a
you
married
care.
man.
Yeah.
I see them almost every day.
Okay, so they tell you they're a married man, then what happens?
Eh? Sorry, you cannot do it.
No, they say okay, they're a married man. Then what next? What did they say?
Okay,
Like,
just want to flex.
I want to date you.
Want to take
Some even told me that I will take care of you. From there you come my second wife. I'm like, oh really?
all right. So how about people that you feel are not as educated as you?
That one is worse. For real. I can't settle for
Some
less.
actually open up to tell you that they want you as side chick. You know?
Married men.
Automatically, even if you date a married man, you're a side chick. So it's not about you telling me. You should know yourself.
It's not all.
Let's
Like,
say what's
some,
marriage.
some actually want, like they want to marry legally, but some, you know, now they can't do it to the face of their wife now. She understand. So they'll just want you, like, maybe you should be their side chick, you for pleasure and all this. She understand what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so like for recreational use, more or less.
I have some
So
married
can
men.
we get a response?
That like they actually want to settle down with the woman, but there are some that maybe due to what their wives are doing to them at home and all these. So just need, like, you know, they just need side chick to cool
It's the
them
two men. Sorry, guys.
For me, I don't think that.
Guys.
you don't worry, go on.
I think
Mr. AY.
Sex, Abby.
Mr. AY. The two guys beside you are feeling uncomfortable. You can see. All right, so we have that. So that's the response. How many of you have dealt with single guys that don't want children? Okay, so single guys that don't want children.
But there is
How many of you have dealt with single guys who don't like women?
That means he's a gay. Must be a
Are
gay.
you serious?
Yes, it's due to experience, like
Have you seen?
the modern way of life.
most of them, they are playboys.
Most single guys are playboys.
Yes.
Yeah.
What percentage? Wait, what percentage?
Let's say over 10, right?
Over 100.
Over
Over
100.
100.
Let's say 70.
90.
The men. All right.
Let's say 70.
It's true.
The men beside you are like, you gay.
feel like giving her a
All right.
Actually say
So you agree with that video, more or less? You agree with?
Okay, let's look at the data. This is available now.
Okay, data. Let's go to data in Nigeria. Okay.
Okay, I think this data is around marital status of women in Nigeria. 70% of women are married or living together. 25% never married.
Wow.
3% are widowed.
Thank you.
Then 3% are divorced or separated.
I like the statistics of Nigeria better.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
This is more better
But
than.
this was 2016. Well, in
2016.
2016, we have very different statistics.
Thank you.
Population by marital status. In 2016, of the total population, 46% had never married.
Wow.
Then 50.1% are married.
what's the size? What's the size of the?
I
And
think
what's
if you
the range of the? Because if they say never married, I mean, for people who have kids, their children are never married now. Do they count that?
they counted that too. This was
Joy?
total population.
So you're saying that
2006.
half of Nigeria's population is not yet
That
married.
was as of 2006.
Okay.
6.
All right. So I think this the data. Do you have an idea of the total number of marriageable men to marriageable women?
No,
We don't have that data right now. Okay, so we'll look for the data. Okay, so let's just get back to the video and then we'll take up your responses, your reactions.
So it's been confirmed the number of women across the country outweighs the number of men. This is serious. Here to tell us more is relationship expert Melissa Ferrari. Melissa, good to have you on again.
Hello.
Look, the data game is hard, and then you put this pressure on people. How do researchers find this out?
Well, they've done some surveys and they found out that there is 98.5 women to 100 men. And so therefore, hang on, the other way around. But anyway, I've just done that incorrectly,
Listen,
I think.
you're the expert.
Yeah, I know.
How do
I
say
just lost that.
again?
I
Which
know.
way we go? So it's 100%
100% of women to 98.5
Right.
of men.
Okay.
And in some places, it's 86 to 100. So the numbers are very, very real. And that's only in little pockets around Australia, and we're talking all around Australia here. So there are definite demographics, but I think more than anything, there is more of a perception out there that there really is a shortage of men, and there are a number of reasons for that. A lot of it to do with
things like this. I was talking about like this.
All right, so what's the ratio of men to women
in Nigeria? I think it's around 102 to 100.
Wow.
Okay, so we have
more men.
We have more men in Nigeria. Okay, so that's actually good. That's good for Nigeria now.
That's good for the women.
It's good for the women now. That means that for every 100 women, you have 102 men.
More for me.
But if you consider that some men have married like 3 or 4, so we find out that some men have unbalanced it.
Yeah.
What's the name of that senator that married?
That married 4 wives.
No, there was a senator that said he has 36 children.
He's not a senator, he's a member of the House of Reps. Sam Duguwa.
Okay, so we have data. Can we project the data on the screen? So we have data in Nigeria, and that at least the data favors women. I think we have more men in Nigeria than women. Presently.
No. More women.
Yes. More men in Nigeria than women.
Are you sure the data is correct? More men.
Yes, what the data says.
We disagree.
Can you project it on the screen?
Because if there's more men.
We have more men in Nigeria.
There are more men in Nigeria now.
Project it on the screen.
Okay.
Ladies, even in church.
Okay, so this is the data in Nigeria. We have 102.7 males to 100 females. That was in 2020. That's the male to female ratio. Wow. That means that for every 100 women that is born, 102.75 men. So that's good. It's good news, actually.
No,
because
no.
But the only problem you have is that data is for 2020. Okay?
Yes.
So we need to know how many men are marriageable. All right? So can we fast forward the video and then we'll go back and get responses?
Are they being too picky, or are the men being too standoffish and not committing?
Well, I knew I was going to get asked that question.
Yes.
I don't think it is that. I don't think it is just, we can't just sort of say, oh, women are being too fussy, because I believe everybody has a right to be able to search for the right person. And so in that, it's not actually about being fussy. I think very much we grew up in decades gone by where you got married fairly young, had children fairly young. Some people even up until, by 25 had created a family. Whereas nowadays we're doing it over a whole decade, over decades. And so it's more time. And so for some women, the biological clock's ticking. And so they would like to find a man to get on with having a family. But for men, they've got a whole lot more.
All right, so how many of us, do we agree with her?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so is there a general consensus that there's difficulty finding marrying men? I'm not saying finding men now, like Oji, finding has that been your experience?
Yeah.
Finding married men.
Not married
Finding married
men that want to marry.
Men that want to marry.
Are committed.
Men that want to marry.
Yes, they're committed to
It's
marry.
difficult though.
Committed and responsible.
It's very difficult.
He's the one that wants to.
Because no man wants some men don't want to be committed.
Their child, they made
Are you really saying it's difficult to find a man?
No, man.
That's the thing. To
marry
That's what I'm trying to say.
Can we just let's say
guys are very, very cheap. Now the question now is the ladies will say guys are very, very cheap because they can easily get man. But the question now is, can you get him to marry you?
No.
That's the problem.
I can.
So you don't have guys that really want to marry, but you're saying guys are cheap. That's because you can easily slide into a guy's DM and say.
No one is saying guys are cheap.
That's what they say. That's what they say. That's the norms.
It's
Do you think it's difficult or your standards are just too high?
Men are too picky. For the
Ladies are picky too.
Apart from
Men are
men,
picky too now.
if they don't want a beautiful girl, you must have a house. So all those kind of things.
If you don't,
can we hear out, please? You were saying something.
I said men are too picky. Because you have to, they want you to have every qualities. They want you to be shapy, beautiful.
I think that's a misconception.
What about those men that married ugly women? She said
some don't have a choice.
See, let me tell you something.
No,
some that
some don't have
actually
a
did
choice.
what of those that married ugly women.
Yeah.
Well,
as in even like women that doesn't have shape and
there are some cute guys that they're very, very handsome. So they'll be like, cute. If I actually go and cheat, guys, the way some guys actually think, they'll be like, I'm very cute. If I actually go and cheat, I can actually find any other lady to get. If I actually married a cute lady, also she also like. I can actually see another. So some guys actually.
But to me, like
no, that's some guys. Yeah, that's some guys. Because my brother, one of my brothers,
can we let her finish, please?
One of my brothers do say I can actually marry the cute lady when I'm actually cute. So everybody
I'm putting children.
Sorry. Okay, so let me rephrase what you said. So what you are saying right now is this: you are saying that it's the problem of handsome men that you can't find guys to commit. Because the question right now is this: the fact that is it easy to find men who actually want to get married today in Nigeria?
No.
Personally, I feel it still boils down to
it
still boils down to commitment. These days, because of the kind of guys we have, everybody, these flashy guys, they want to groove. So they feel when they get married, they'll be restricted to some particular things. They won't still be free as they used to. So they always have everything. Am I ready for this? Am I not ready for this? So it still boils down to commitment. Most of them don't want to be committed. So they don't want to stop doing what they've been doing.
Do you think that's just the only serious?
I feel like
the only way it can work is if they marry someone or if they are with a girl who is still ready to take their shit. We're still ready to give them that liberty to do whatever.
Exactly.
I'll say from another.
I'm still here. They haven't hooked them with pregnancy. They won't actually say they want to settle.
I feel like okay, I get your perspective and where you're coming from, but there are other guys and the real reason they are not ready to marry is because of the pressure. Because in Nigeria now, for you to be able to get married now, you have to have a lot of things. You have to be financially stable. Because now they know that women will not settle for less. They know that women also want to have it on their own. So for them to top match them, for them to like earn more than them, they have to boost up. They have to have time to, grow. That's why they are not saying, I want to get married now. Unless they see women that, okay, nevertheless, she loves me for me and she knows my potential. She knows, okay, we're going to get married and grow together. But that's not happening nowadays because as much as I can say, we women,
you like money.
There's nobody that don't like money.
Of course, I plan to work for my own money, but I'm saying the reason why we don't have most of them in town is because they want to grow first. That's why.
All right, so I will say something. She said to me in that video, she was saying that, is it that women are too fussy?
Some women can be fussy.
But generally,
women can be over dramatic.
Generally, all right, generally. We have a lot of ladies here.
Yeah.
All right, don't say because they are guys here. Be honest. Be honest. The reason why is this: people get deceived by Instagram and Cardi B and all those stuff. You can't come here and be deceiving other people. All right, you can't deceive yourself. Okay, so generally, are women fussy? Are Nigerian women? This video is Australian, but are Nigerian women fussy?
Yeah, we are fussy. We are fussy. We are fussy. We are.
Collective agreement, at least.
Okay, so you guys agree you are fussy.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back to the video. You wanted to say something?
Yes, I was trying to react to her, and she's actually right. Like, it's not like guys don't really want to get married. Everyone wants to,
have a family,
rebirth, like build family and all that. But I think with few experiences, I don't think guys just want to stay like on their own, isolated.
No, they don't.
I don't think so. I believe they would just really want to find something for themselves. Like some are even yet to find their purpose.
Yeah.
But can I ask you something?
Some
Are you
sorry.
serious?
Okay.
Some are even yet to find who they really are. So they are not responsible for themselves.
Are you serious?
I'm saying some.
Okay, so you are saying that guys are not responsible.
I said some. So I said some. I'm talking from, like you use the word post-traumatic problems.
Oh.
So I mean what I've experienced.
We'll come to experiences. All right? In the second act, we'll come to experiences.
So it's not like guys just want to stay idle. They have different reasons, different opinions. So I can't say because I felt like this with one person, let me judge based on that.
Okay.
So I think we should not miss it.
Some just want to eat chicken.
And for this other lady that was saying married men, okay, maybe they are too fine or they are too, I guess it's still low self-esteem. Some persons are.
I know, right?
No, in what sense? What am I trying to say? You can't say because your guy is, always. Thank you. Your guy is like that, and you are trying to like actually they will not hijack this guy from me and all that.
I don't care.
Some my guy, low self-esteem. So if you find yourself like I'm my own spec, I'm my own.
Can you just wrap up what you're saying so we'll get back to the video?
So in summary, I don't think that's a good point to judge. Maybe he's fine or he's not fine, so they are not ready. Or they don't.
All right. Let's go back to the video. We'll take response and then we'll move on to personal stories. Everybody should get an opportunity to talk about their experiences. Can we go back to the video?
Time. So it's causing a lot of disconnect.
Well, then how can we solve this? If you're a woman out there and you're worried about the man shortage, what can you do?
Well, I think that it's important to strike up conversation with every guy that you meet.
Every guy that you meet, the IT guy that comes in and the...
Well, you never know. They could be the one.
You know that experience when you're sitting with someone and they might not be the most attractive person to you, but before long you find yourself thinking, gee, this person's actually really, really nice. So I think taking that time.
Yeah.
All right, so do you agree with her?
Yes.
All right, do you guys strike up conversation with every guy you meet?
No.
The bike guy?
No.
The plumber?
No.
The electrician?
No. It depends on
it depends. Me.
The megad?
I think it depends on if you go to the beginning of that video, when that guy was splitting, it's all about the standard. If we say, for example, there are like 102 guys to 100 girls. If you are to judge them, if you remove conductor, illiterate, this, you find out that the guys for you becomes very, very reduced, very, very reduced. Then if you now remove looks, then your personal preferences, perhaps, might want only one child.
I swear.
He must be God-fearing. He must be this. It might be that you don't even have again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's your standards that are just so high.
That's why I used to say, I used to tell ladies, I don't know, you're always saying, I want my spec. For me, I don't have any spec because my spec, they husband house. He did my don't born pikin, will be like me. So I tell them, your spec. No. Okay, I have a friend of mine and she used to tell her boyfriend, although they are getting married next week, she'll tell the guy, you are not fine. I said, you take. No, if you want to look at, truly, if I want to look at that man, let's look at him from head to toe. No. If I look at him from head to toe, number one is not fine, true. If it comes to beauty, if the gym of the lady is not strong, I'm very sure that children they will give birth to.
A man is never ugly.
When if you see a man will no fight, trust you will say it. This one is not fine.
Guys, all right, let's bring it back now. She said something. She said that in the shortage of men. Okay, so you're saying out of the 102 men to 100 women.
Yeah. It's not all of them that qualifies for the women.
You have some of them who you feel they're not educated, they're not tall enough, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you strike conversations with all of them?
Funny thing is, I do. It's not like I want to. It's not, it's not like I want to have anything with you, but when the conversation is going, I don't cut it short. Like I want to say I want to hear what you have to say.
But it's not every of them that give you room for them to have a conversation with them.
I'm talking about.
You go ahead and talk to
Men
guys
gives
randomly.
room.
Bells.
No,
you-
no, no.
Okay.
You wait
guys,
till they come.
guys,
You wait till they
guys.
come.
Meet you now.
That's not.
That's what you do.
That's not.
Hello. All right. I've noticed something. So now I'm going to pick who's going to respond. Okay? Because naturally, some people would. All right? So, Iyano, the lady beside you. Okay, so do you strike up? Or we shouldn't ask you because I think last week you were on the show and you said you have a guy you're dating now. Or does the guy think you are dating him?
Or is the situation?
All of the above.
Handicap.
Okay, so let's move the mic to her. Well, I want to hear from her. I also want to hear from Dayo as well. So do you agree with that? Do you agree that you strike up conversation with every man you meet?
They wouldn't even do that.
No. Okay, so
Reasons.
no, we won't take her reasons. She'll tell us her reasons later. Do you agree that you strike up conversation with every man you meet?
Yeah.
Are you?
You agree that you should strike up? It doesn't matter who the person is. Old, young.
Yes.
You agree? Okay. I think we'll take your reasons. Let's take our reasons for that.
Personally, okay, of recent, I'm a choosy person. I'm very choosy. I have my spec because I know I'm tall. So every guy I must date must be taller than me. So I started having issues in relationships because if you're not tall or taller than I am, I can't date you. I must be cute. So I had issues with it. But when I started going out with those cute tall guys, I found out that they're just frogs. I started giving rooms and opportunity to both the ugly ones.
The way you are saying it now, the way you just said it now, if there's a guy that was among those that you felt that you give opportunity to, you'll be like, I'm the one she's talking about.
So there was a guy I was talking to. The guy's voice sounds good and nice. I'm like, wow. When I saw his picture, I said, okay, let me manage. But with time, I started finding joy. I enjoyed this company. So it was not just about the looks anymore. So it was just about personality. So it's a lesson for me. I learned from it. Not to just neglect any guy because of his looks.
Okay.
But still, personally, if you're a short guy, you're not my spec. You're not my because I don't see any reason why you'll be short and tall. If I want to look at you, I'll be looking down
But
on you.
short guys like tall girls now.
Yes,
You're right. So they don't want to give birth to dwarf, so definitely they must look for someone to compliment.
So that's
Okay, are we in agreement on striking conversations with every guy you run into?
You don't know, there are some guys that take advantage of that.
Yes.
You start saying they'll think you are desperate. Exactly. You are
something. No, it depends on the conversation. And it depends on the kind of guy you meet.
And the type of person you are too.
Okay, it's like how?
There are guys that has, I don't know, how will I put them? For me, it's not everybody. As I said earlier, it's not everybody that give you chance to start a conversation. Recently, that should be like 2 weeks ago, I met somebody, and it's an Okada man. No. With the way he looks, you don't, hey, madam, answer me. I say, Oga, calm down. This is where we are going. No rush, you will come back. And after I talked, he said, you sound cool. Because I was not rushing, I was just calm talking. And till we got to where my destination was, we had like a long conversation. To the extent that the man has to start talking about, you're a good lady. I wish I had this kind of opportunity. Do you understand?
Yes.
At first, he did not, the way he was talking, if I was this kind of person that is very, very harsh, I said, excuse me, sir, I beg. The way I will answer him immediately. Well, sometimes, that's why I said, it's not about the way they look. Sometimes your response can even calm their nerves down to start a conversation.
But the guy is not looking to calm your nerves now. The guy probably wants a wife or so.
You can strike a conversation with anyone.
With anybody. Even if he might not really have...
The issue about striking, my question is specific. This is my question, right? Do you converse with every guy you meet?
No.
Okay. So let's move on. Let's just move on. We'll come back to this. Let's move on. All right. We'll play the video to the end, then we'll wrap up and move into the second act.
Should we lower our expectations? I believe we need to lower expectations. Not like saying like we should just take whatever you can, but like everyone's always waiting for the one. It's got to be him. It's got to be this.
Because it's almost like Hollywood has ruined it. Because this sort of the perfect.
Can't you round up someone you really like to the one?
Well, fantasy
Can't 0.555 be the one for you?
Yeah, well, they can, but I think just having that mentality of finding the one is what causes the problem. Yeah. It's that search for that one person. But keeping your spirit alive around it in terms of, I had a friend who kept asking her best girlfriend, do you have a single friend? And this went on for years. No, you must. You're in a couple. Your husband must have a friend. Next thing you know, she turned up at that same friend's 50th birthday party, and there was that one guy standing there, and they're now together and have gone on to live happily ever after. And she said, I forgot about him.
So always hold out hope.
I thought she was going to say, next minute, she slept with that woman's husband.
All right, so let's just cut out. Let's cut out.
I think
we're done with the video and all that. So they mentioned two things, and then we'll track that and move into the second half. The first thing they mentioned was that there's this general belief that there's one person meant for you. How many of us subscribe to that? That you have somebody special that God has designed.
Soulmate.
Your soulmate. How many people?
I don't subscribe to that personally. I think we have 7.7 billion, Abby.
8 billion now.
8 billion in the world. How will you tell me you just have one person for me? Really? You can't tell me you have just one person for me.
I wouldn't say one person, but I would say not most people understand me.
You can have a million people to understand you.
So I wouldn't say one person, but I would say most of them are really not it. Like,
so there
has to be one person. Like, there has to be, because I feel like I feel like I am not normal. I would not say that. No, I'm not saying it in like a, this crazy way. I feel like I am not normal. And yeah, there has to be somebody that
is that very
to make you normal.
Very, very different.
I have a question. So
let's take his response.
So I'm curious, how do you find that one person we have 8 billion people in the world?
There's still someone that wants to accept that you're
hello. Okay,
peradventure,
you travel overseas. You mean that one person will still
in Nigeria?
Yeah, exactly. You're in Nigeria now. Wait, let me talk. You're in Nigeria now.
Yeah.
You're in Nigeria now.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say you relocate probably in some years' time.
Yeah.
So that one person will still come to.
It's not like it's going to come. That
it's
was there.
Okay, it's there. Okay.
So you have that. You have
meant to relocate to meet that one.
She wanted to respond to that.
My own thinking is, let's assume like let her end up with the guy, let's say married and all. They should just know that you are destined to be together. Like when he said one man. When you said one man, what I believe is there is like I don't want to know more famous but I just believe that if God said, okay, you're actually going to end up with her, you will. And there's nothing. You can eliminate in your like different type of men before meeting the person.
How you know
God? Before meeting the actual person.
Wait,
once you get into the relationship.
I have this question. Your question. So you believe in destiny?
What I'm trying to say
is yes or no. Do you believe in destiny? Destiny for your husband.
Yeah.
So your husband is destiny.
Your husband was created for you.
That's brainwashed ladies.
You don't know
Guys. All right, so let's do this way. Let her respond to that issue. And then we'll take, because you said she's delusional. So we'll take your response to her.
Yeah, delusional.
Wait. You are saying that all the women here are delusional.
Yes. That's
a big claim to make. Let's take a response.
I said it already. Like, to my own belief, and what I know is that, like, you can actually meet a lot of men. Let's say you dated them and all this and that, but you are going to end up with one person, just one person.
Okay.
So let's say you are into the relationship and you are cool together, you are fine, no problem and all this. And let's now assume they said, okay, both of you are good to go. You should know that. Okay, that's it. You know that according in Bible they said what's it called? The two
stoning ribs. I mean, stoning ribs.
Okay.
Missing ribs. So that's my own.
That's a
belief.
missing rib.
Like,
I think
that's what.
that narrative.
Okay,
Can I say something?
She has.
Can I
Okay,
react
so
to
let's
what she
let's
has
do this way.
something?
Let's do this way so that we have order. So we'll have your response. Let's go in this order. We'll take you. We'll take your thoughts. We'll take his response on delusion. We'll take your own, and then we'll take ours. Then we'll close out the first act. And we'll go into stories.
I guess. Hold on.
Okay, so
wants to speak.
you will speak when we enter the stories and all that. Do you have stories to tell?
No. Signing what
Okay.
she said, just a reaction.
All right. When it comes to the stories, I also ask you with regard to that, do you believe in this concept of the one? Because in response to the story we mentioned when we were driving down in the car. Okay, so that's the order we'll take. We'll take you first, next, and then I'll close out this act. So let's hear your responses.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, as I was saying, I said it's destiny. Let's say what I'm trying to picture out there is that, we have a lot of girls and women outside there, and you decided to choose. Like, you may have dated a lot of women, but you are actually going to end up with one person, just one person.
That's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is that do you believe that from the time you were born,
Yes.
when you were born, your husband was either born before you or he's being born. That's there's one person that once you miss that person, that's the end. That's destiny. Do you believe in that?
So yes, I'll say yes.
Okay, so that's it. So you've given us a yes on that. Your response to that, you said something about delusion.
That's very, very wrong. Why would you say just one person in the world is made for you? That means
Are you supposed
God
to
has
marry
created. God has created. When God created you, God is creating your future partner somewhere. So when you're done with your shit, you just I'm looking for that one person. So that's very, very wrong.
What do you mean by when they're done with their
whatever? Because at the end of you can't. Okay, in the process, there's a process, right? In the process of you looking for that one, right? So many people come and ask you. You can't stop other guys from asking you.
You still don't get my
Yeah, it's just
point.
like you, someone
Right,
taking
so-
your
You
shit
don't
to
still get my
destiny
point.
and ending up with you.
Like, what I'm trying to
That's
tell you
destiny,
here is
because
that
for real.
I'm not saying you're actually going to date one girl and
One guy.
or marry one women.
Okay, you can marry many now.
No, like calm down.
I feel you don't have a point. I feel you don't have a
You can
point.
actually in
I
Islam,
think
you
the
can actually
idea
marry
is-
as
Well, it's a belief though.
I think the idea is, let me complete what I'm saying. I think the idea is after having a personal relationship with somebody and you feel like, I think I can tolerate this, he can tolerate me. I think we understand each other better. Then you now conclude and say, yes, this is the one.
Exactly.
You can actually have another person somewhere else with that same connection, with that same understanding. You get? So it doesn't mean because this person have understand you, is able to tolerate you, and he loves and cares, it doesn't mean he's the right one. He's just been able to communicate well with you, and you guys feel like, yes, there's a connection there, and you can understand that, because understanding is very, very important.
I feel
You can actually have the same understanding with somebody
else.
Guys. In fact, 50
All right.
guys.
Can we
So there's not the one.
Yes,
I
the
feel
response.
the one they are actually, the ladies here, or ladies all around the world, are actually referring to is the one that has the 6 or 7 digits.
No.
Yes.
Let him talk.
Let's hear him.
Yes, because virtually ladies are driven by luxury. They all agree. Yes, now you guys agree that you like money now. Yeah. So I feel and I can share experience. Maybe later.
You don't like money.
Maybe later.
You can't.
Wow. I'll get your number after the show.
All right, so you're going to pay for that.
Wow.
So you're looking for a woman who does not like money.
No.
There's no woman that don't like money. If they give you money now, you collect it and say you don't like money.
All right, so let's hear him and then we'll take her.
So that's my definition of the one they are looking for. Because in reaction to what she said, that there's actually a person that is designed for you alone, which I feel is not true, because still on the emphasis that, okay, you mean those guys that leave, or the ladies that switch a location and they get to find a better person. So that means that person traveled there, or the person was waiting for them, or it's just destiny, which I don't know.
Can I say something? I think the idea of
Just means
the
that
one is after meeting a guy that has every of the aspect. Money,
That's what I'm saying.
It automatically becomes
Yes, it becomes the one.
Do you think everything that happens in this world, do you know it's for a purpose? Like, we sitting
All
here
right.
today,
Well, I would say this, gentlemen. All right, okay. I would say I don't know.
Okay, I think I understand what she's saying.
Okay.
Everything is going to happen. Everything that's going to happen is going to happen. Yes. But talking about the relationship aspect here, there's no.
So all those unforeseen circumstances that happened too, they were designed to happen.
Okay, so
one person was made for another.
Designed to happen. Destiny.
Ladies, guys. One house.
Spiritually.
One house. One house. It's. I allowed it to go on for so long because we will tackle that particular issue she mentioned over the concept of destiny as it applies to relationship. We'll tackle it. All right. And I would also want to, if you have anybody here who has experience in which maybe you believe that somebody was the one, all right, and then that person is now married to somebody else. All right, you can share your experience.
Even so many.
All right. Okay, so I will take when we come into stories, we'll just keep the stories and hold on. So we'll take you have feedback on what she said, and then
Yeah, so I want to start from the last person that spoke. Now, it's not, I think when we are talking, we should not generalize. It's not all the ladies that really like or love money.
Are you serious?
Yes. I like the money that answers all, not the root of all evil.
Exactly.
That's what one. That's where I'm going to. Then so you shouldn't
how do you know
generalize.
the one that answered
Wait,
that?
Did they label it in the money?
She will explain now. Let me explain. I can explain. It's my talk, right?
Allow her now.
What I'm trying to say is, when I say I like money that answer it all, I want to be. It's not like when I need a pad, I have to call my partner to give me money. I should be able to do some certain things myself, even if my partner is not available.
Okay.
One. So by that, I'm building my own what's it called? Self no, it's not independence. Thank you. So I'm building my own self-independence. I'm not depending on anyone. So wherever I get to, with my money, I can book my flights. I don't need to call my guy that I need money. I want to go to somewhere. I'm in the market. I can buy my stuff. I don't need to call him. Fine. There's a place whereby you have to do some things for me. Normal. But I'm just trying to like correct that it's not everyone, all the girls, like the two guys I've been saying, that likes money. So let me move to what
okay, maybe I should correct for them. Maybe what they've said is that they like men who have money that they can spend on women.
You can't marry a poor man. That's for sure.
Okay, what if you are with a poor man? But that's by the way. Why I asked that question is
why will you marry a poor man?
Why will you marry a poor man?
Guys. Okay. So I'm going to come in here. I'm sorry to cut you in.
Okay.
All right. She has just said something. I'm sorry to cut you in. I just want to give you a rapid response. What she's telling you is that a poor man stands no chance with her.
Yeah.
That's basically you just mentioned that now. Like if a man is poor.
The thing is, I don't want to be a rich man's wife. I want to be a rich woman on my own.
We get that. But we're not talking about. We're really not talking about.
My husband having money is a plus.
Okay.
So I must marry.
And so you can marry a poor man.
No.
They're rich man.
No, I mean, I can marry a man that is okay. You don't have to be more rich or okay. Just be okay.
When we enter the second act, I am going to ask you, what is a man that is okay? Just note that. Because
I'll be able to afford my everything I need.
No. We'll come there. I'll come to you.
I'm not done with this.
I know. I want to. Okay. So let's do it this way. All right. So that we don't. Okay. I'll give you 2 minutes to respond. All right. Can you respond in 2 minutes?
I'll try.
All right. So let's take 2 minutes and then let's have a response.
I don't believe there's just one person for you because. Yes, I believe in something is meant to happen and everybody must end together or something. But not one person. We can just say we have one kind of person. Like we have different kind of persons. This person have this quiet whatever, but something is missing. We have different personalities, but there should be someone that will be able to tolerate your nonsense.
Exactly.
That will be able to tolerate your excesses and all that. But then it's not like it's one person. If he's not in Yaba, according to what I saw in my dream, then I cannot marry the person. I'm saying, like I'm trying to quote some certain persons. Okay. They will say, I saw him in my dream that is coming from Ibadan. So anybody that is coming from Oyo, ABM, that is coming from, they can't settle with the person. So they believe it's just that Ibadan that I'm looking for.
That the one coming from Yaba self. ended in a
Yaba
disaster.
left him.
All right, so
There are stories like that. Yes, now.
All right, so we'll close out the first act. It's taking us an hour to get here. But we'll close that act out. On the second part of the show, we'll be talking about.
Okay, second act. We're talking about personal experiences, basically.
Okay, so I would.
Then, where do you think? I think the basic question that follows: where do you think you can meet high-earning men? Where do you think you can meet high-earning men?
Who don't know? Who don't know now?
I don't know. I think she knows.
Can we take?
Excuse
Can we
me.
take?
I don't
Can we
know.
take the? Can we take the questions? Just listen to the questions. All right.
What's your view about high-earning men? What's your view about how high-earning men behave in relationships? Then, what's your experience dating high-earning men? If you have,
It's like a subsection of the question.
All right. So let me tell you why.
On that one.
Okay, I will tell you why we speak about earning men. Okay, so I'll lay the background for this conversation. All right. Whether you like it or not, all across the world, all throughout history till now, women have a biological clock. All right. From the time you start seeing your menses to the time you stop seeing your menses, you have roughly about 300,000 eggs. Every single month, you are shedding 1,021. 1,000 eggs do not mature. Okay? The immature eggs are lost. 20 start to mature, and then 1, you ovulate that can become a pregnancy. So on an average year, the average woman loses 12,000 eggs. So if you start your menses at the age of 12, most women have a 25 to 27, 30-year fertility window. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay? That is basic reality. Most women, by the time they are age 30, they've lost 90% of their eggs. Not lost, but they've shed 90% of their eggs. Okay? So it's important. I am approaching this from a reproductive and mental health perspective. Okay? Because there are some realities you cannot change. You see, some of the things you mentioned, a man not finding his purpose, a man that is okay, a man to tolerate your nonsense and all that, a man that is financially stable, all those things, at the end of the day, there's a reality, a biological reality, and it's that on a monthly basis, all right, you have a fertility window. And if you do not use it, okay, you can't use it for that month. You understand what I mean? Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, so the reason why we are organizing this part of the show is to help people make decisions when those decisions matter. And so that you don't get caught up with
BS.
BS, exactly. Okay? So, if you have a 25-year fertility window, it means that, and if having children is important for couples, it means that women should meet men that are ready to get settled, get married, and have children as early as possible. That's what it means. Okay? And one of the things, in all you've said so far, there's one thing that has stood out in the conversation. And we've done this conversation week after week, and there's one thing which has stood out, and it's this. It's that what? Is that the man needs to be able to support a family. The man needs to be able to fit the obligations that comes with supporting a family. You understand? So that's part of the reason why we are having this show. In times past, okay, when a woman reached an age in which she started seeing secondary sexual characteristics, she would have all manner of suitors coming to knock her door. Those practices have been thrown out of the window now. So a lot of people are left to figure it out for themselves. Are you with me? So that's why we're having this conversation. So it's questions have been set up that particular way. All right. I'll give a couple of other a couple of other details, and then we'll jump into some of the questions and we'll ask about your experiences. So let me first state a couple of things. The first thing is this. If we agree that it's important for women to get married on time if they want to have children, if we agree that it's important for women to marry men who can support a family, all right, then it means that there are guidelines we have to follow for women to start their families. And there are a couple of guidelines. So I'll mention 6, and then we'll jump into, I'll ask about your experience. Do not breathe in deeply, okay? This is good. Like I mentioned before we started the show, I said, in my own experience, I meet women in their mid-40s, okay, who come in, who are trying to have children, right? This is good. There is nobody here who is 40. I don't think there's anybody here who is 35. Is there anybody here who is 35 yet? You're 35. You're not 35 now. How can you say you're 35? But last week you were 20 now. Have you added 15 years in 1 week? All right, so 6 guidelines. So the first guideline is this. Please just hear, and then we'll talk about your experience. I shouldn't say this right now, but I've taken a bit of your views and all that. The first guideline is it: if you are going into a dating relationship, you need to insist early on that you want to get married. Maybe not in the first 6 dates, because in the first 6 dates you may really scare the guy out, scare the guy away. But you need to insist on it. You are getting married not because you want the man's money. We are getting married because if you want to have children, it's important that you get with people who can support a family. Yes. The second guideline is if you find yourself in a dead-end relationship, move on. Okay? We'll qualify what dead-end relationship is as we go ahead. Make sure you take good care of yourself and you love yourself, because in the dating pool, there are lots of people that deceive themselves just to have sex. There are guys that start relationship because they just want someone they will be sleeping with regularly. Commit yourself to the idea of getting married. The 5th is keep in shape, watch your weight, and take care of your appearance. And then the 6th guideline is time is running out. So use time wisely in your search for the marrying man. We're qualifying it, the marrying man, because not every man wants to marry. Mm-hmm. And most of us, we know. Women instinctively, you guys, you understand what I mean? So I want us to talk about this. Right? So I would ask your experiences. Somewhere in your dating history, okay, you ladies have met guys, okay, who wanted to marry you. Hmm?
Yeah.
You may not have liked the guy's appearance and all that. We're not. We're asking right now that, can you share your experiences in how it happened? You may be married to the guy now. You may be on your pathway to marrying the guy, but so that we can probably dissect and all that. If you probably need advice, people here might be able to provide advice for you. So does anybody have that experience? Somewhere, whatever, you met a guy. You knew this guy. This guy said up front that he wants to marry you.
Yes.
Okay, so let's hear our experiences. Okay, so we'll do it this way. The guys who have not been on the show will go first, and then we'll take it in the order of which you have appeared. So that means you will go.
I too.
You will go. You have.
No.
You. Okay, so you will go. You will go. You will go.
I wanted to marry me.
It's happened.
Seriously.
Life. It's happened.
You had a man that wanted to marry you. We're talking about men who want to. If you have that story, I'm happy to hear.
Well, mine was a very bitter experience, but
you also tell us what you learned from it and what people should watch and guide against, and what you would do differently if you were much younger.
It was a bitter experience, and it was sweet and it was bitter because there's no relationship that is perfect. At least you have a sweet part and a bitter part. Well, I met the guy. We met on several occasions, but we were at first enemies. Later we became friends. And one thing led to another. We just started talking. After some time, what happened was that it was his friend who was liking me. And I didn't like his friend, but I was crushing on the guy. So eventually the friend knew. The friend was aware that this babe doesn't like me. She likes my friend. It was coming. At the long run, I wasn't giving that his friend attention.
How old were you when this was going on?
I think I was about 26.
Okay.
I think 26. So I stopped talking to the friend, and he just said that this girl don't like me and my friend, and I won't even help her get my friend. So we just lost every communication and all that. Then we met again online. So we started talking. One thing led to another. He said, you are the one for me. You are the kind of girl I want to marry. In short, what he just told me was that I need a wife, and you are the one. So I was carried away. I don't see husband now. I was happy. So our families met, and in short, my dad is a strict person. I've always said it that how will it look like when I bring a man to meet my dad? My dad will first look at you, ask you questions, like 1 million questions. You run away as the man. So, but it was so easy for him. My family fell in love with him and all that. Immediately, he brought his people. They did the introduction. They collected the list. They gave him date and all that. When my grandma died, he was there. He was just a darling. And the guy was, I said, like I said earlier on, I like tall guys. The guy was very tall, cute. But there was something. We built our relationship on lies. He lied to me about his age. I was 4 years older than him. But I look younger than my age. So whenever I didn't even know. I had to find out myself because I started seeing stuffs, ID cards and some stuffs around. So that was why. But I still wanted to. I asked him, I confronted him. He said this is official age because he was a policeman. It's official age. I said, okay. Some people reduce their age because of the nature of the job. I said, okay. We started planning the wedding and all that. In short, because I've always dreamt of having this elaborate wedding. Bridal trains. I even created a group on WhatsApp. Put Ashobi girls and all that. We chose colors and all that. So, the family, one good thing I liked was that the family loved me. The mom was my best friend. So, something happened along the line. He was arrested for something he didn't commit, a crime he didn't commit. So, I was there with him through thick and thin until, I think he spent 2 months in the cell and he was released. When he got released, we continued our wedding preparation. We had a budget, we work on this, Meanwhile, I was visiting his family house. In short, I would spend 1 month, 2 months. The grandma would be saying, the guy is too young to get married. If not that he said it's me, he must marry me. I didn't want to tell the grandma that, and she always say, she was always telling you, saying, there's one girl that wants to marry her son, her grandson. The girl is older than him. I know I'm older than your grandson, but I cannot say it because you love me already. And when I say it out, maybe you might say, no, I don't want again. But still, nevertheless, the family loved me. All of a sudden, the guy started misbehaving. He goes to work, he doesn't come back. He will tell her, the guy was just cooking up different lies. The time I noticed he changed my name on his phone. He used my heart to store his name, my name. But there was a day I was just going through. I said, let me even know what this guy take you. So I don't change her to sweeter name. I just called the number. His phone. He went to take his bath and the phone was with me. I checked. What I saw was Peter, policeman.
That's bad.
I was what he used to saving my name.
Are you sure that maybe it wasn't accidental? Maybe
He was already saying someone else, and he didn't want the lady to know that he was already engaged.
So this one is real life story.
Yes,
it's a personal story.
That's my face.
Wow.
To you. Yes, because I left Lagos to Delta State to be with him. All those
Wait.
Wow.
Was this guy from Delta State?
I know the guy is like his mom is actually. That's why I said we built the relationship on lies.
Was he from Delta State?
His mom is from Delta State, but he's claiming
where in Delta
State.
please?
Baba.
Okay.
Mr. Udi, you have been finished.
It cannot be.
What do you say? So last week was a Delta guy. Okay. We're just joking.
Not Delta now. I said the mom is from Delta.
But the guy is claiming Delta.
I don't like this.
I'm from Delta State.
Okay.
My mom is from Delta State. It's Soko precisely.
I'm from the Igbo speaking part of Delta.
Okay.
So the guy is actually claiming his mom's side. I didn't even know that the guy is not from Delta. Even my family had to say, go and check, go and make your findings about this guy. And they just gave us the impression that he's from Delta. I didn't even know that because his father is late. So I didn't know that it's his mom who is from Delta. So when he had the police case, I left Lagos for Delta State. Every day I was going to state CID just to be with this guy. And I made sure he didn't lack anything because I know when he was outside the cell, he's this kind of person that once he has money, baby, let's enjoy. If the money is not there, I know the money is not there. He's not a stingy type. He enjoys himself to the fullest. So I was always trying to make sure that all those things he was enjoying outside the cell, he was still experiencing the same thing inside the cell until he was released and started acting well. Me, I saw it was spiritual. You know, we ladies, sometimes when some things happen, we say, na diabolic. They don't use jazz.
How long did you guys date for?
We dated for about a year.
Okay, so all this experience happened within the space of 1 year.
Yes.
Okay.
All of a sudden, he chatted me up one day. I was still in his family house. Chatted me up one day. I was like, please, I know he was a chronic womanizer.
Chronic. Those are red flags.
Very chronic. But I caught him once with a girl.
The policeman is always the
I told him,
womanizer.
I met the girl in his house. Because I don't like fighting ladies. All of us now, woman.
So what did
I just
you do?
told the girl, she should please, she should just dress up and leave.
What?
And he was, oh my God. He told the girl, I love you. Because he respected me. I didn't want to lose me. He didn't want to seriously, he didn't want to lose me at that time. He didn't want to lose me at that time. So he was like, go. Yeah, I've told her, baby, I've told her to go.
Excuse me, I have a question for you. Please, I have a question for you. During that situation, like after that scene, what happened next? You still loved him.
Yeah.
You still moved on with the wedding.
That's
Yes.
you.
And my family never knew anything. Because it was only myself and my cousin, my cousin who is a guy that knew. And my cousin warned me, please, we are all guys. Now guys, all of us be. This should be between you and your guy. Don't tell it to any family member. So I didn't want my family to look down on him. I've always placed him. I believe anywhere you place your woman or your man is the same way your family will carry him. So I've always placed him above me. So whenever he's even at fault, they believe I'm the one at fault because of the way I placed him. Until things started happening and all of a sudden he chatted me and there's a girl pregnant for me.
Oh, wait, calm down. Calm down. All right, so she said that so you got somebody pregnant.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was devastated. I was his grandmom.
How many days to the wedding?
No, this was our wedding. The problem, we started having problem of church, which church to marry. He said, we must get married in Mountain of Fire. I'm a Catholic. I said, marry me in my church. When we're done, I start coming to your church. He complained, the bride price, the list, your people serve. When they start to drink Seremi, no, go, they drink before. I was like, okay, what will happen is I will assist you in the. He said, no, he will do it himself. Things he wasn't complaining of before. He started complaining about so many things. Before we do your introduction, you dey wear bomb short oh, you dey dress sexy. Now you dey type for us. I was like, sorry, I'm not just.
Sorry, were you cohabitating?
No.
Okay.
No.
What do you mean by cohabitation? Because that's a big.
Are you living together for him to know that?
No,
you're
we
wearing
only
bomb shorts,
came.
now you're
I
carrying
only
wrapper.
visit.
Okay.
I just come 1 month, 2 months when I don't have anything to do. So he started complaining over things that don't even matter. Things that on a normal day we see and baby, I love you like that. He started complaining. Different
at
things.
what point was this a year into the
After
relationship?
he left, yes.
A
And
year
after he
into the
came out
relationship.
from the cell and all that.
Okay, so I have to clarify right now. Did you break it off or you broke it off?
Damn.
Or are you still together
I
with him now?
started getting messages from the lady.
What I'm asking is that did you break it off?
He broke up with me. He told the lady that his family was forcing a girl on him. He
Is that
eventually
what the
packed
lady-
his load to even meet the lady.
Okay, so he's with the lady now.
What happened was that after a while, I don't know whether will I say it's the jazz or I don't know.
He now came back.
He came back.
He's a stupid
The family
man.
came,
Please,
and I
you can't.
accepted him.
The man is not here to.
I accepted him back because I accepted him back because I loved him.
Yeah.
I thought.
Wait, guys, you're not going to allow this story
No,
to.
please. I thought I loved him. Okay, I was still thinking that feeling because after then so many guys came, I didn't want to give anybody the opportunity. So I said, okay. He said the angel you know is better than the devil you don't know.
Exactly.
I accepted him. I already know the kind of person he is. I went, I traveled again. Let's see how it will be. We can rekindle what was. Man. In short, I found out that I don't love the guy again. The feelings they were all gone.
Of course now.
They were all gone. I noticed there was one guy coming for me. The guy he's a white guy though. The guy sent money for me. And the guy was, in short, I noticed he was just only interested in what I could achieve from the white guy. That was when I knew that, no, it's not just it. I didn't say it was over. I just gradually pulled off.
Till it ended.
So, and I found out that everything about the guy was like, till today, the guy didn't know how managed. I knew he was from Imo State. It was his younger sister that told me everything. He not tell you, why you go to lie like this? So that was how I found out that the guy wasn't even sincere from the onset.
I think we
So
have
how long ago? How long ago was this?
This was last year.
Last year.
My God. I thought I would die, but to the glory of God, and if they ask me now, if that guy is the only guy on earth, sorry, if you are the only man, I won't marry you. I've seen, I'm wiser, I've learned.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm so happy that who I'm even dating now is a more better person, more mature, because the way you handle things is different from the way that other guy. If we're having a conversation, we're quarreling, we exchange words. But who I'm dating now, because I was telling them where we're coming, that see, if I'm having any issues with this guy, what he will just do, because he knows I have temper issues, he will just block me. When I'm calm, you unblock me.
Wait, I have a question. How long have you been dating your present guy now?
For about 4 months.
Okay,
and
so-
I met the guy through my mom.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions. So far, so good. It ended well.
Yep.
Okay.
But it's ending well.
Or
It ended well.
It's ending well. So
Last year.
I have a couple of questions for you for a present relationship, because the reason why I allowed this to go on for so long, to get you're a good storyteller.
Yeah.
All right. And then everybody, you can even see the way she's folding her hands. As if I was only there. I'm sure you are the kind of person that if you were there, you probably would join her in beating the Okay, so all right. So we'll have a couple of things. I will say I'll give some response to what it is you've said. The guy you're dating right now is older than you.
Yep.
Has he been working?
Yes.
Like how old is he roughly?
He's about 41.
Okay. Does he have kids before?
No. But he was
Okay.
once married.
Once married. He's ready to get married to you. Like around, have you started planning towards that?
Personally, I would say I've been the one drawing back because of my past experience. I want to know the real him. I want to know him well before jumping into anything called marriage. I don't want to be left heartbroken again.
Okay. So I'll respond to some of the things you said.
I have a question.
Sorry, I have a
What happened to
question
the previous relationship of your current guy?
He was married to a white lady.
So
they
they
all
both
know
are
that some white women don't want
But
to.
do you know if you already divorced the woman?
Yes.
Okay,
they're legally
because
divorced.
under legal you can't.
No,
go
they're
for
legally
that.
divorced. It was back then when he was in the US. Okay. But now he's in Nigeria and he's working.
Okay, so a couple of things I would not advise, but just a couple of guidelines to keep. And this is backed by data. Okay, it's backed by data. I'm not giving my thoughts. All right, it's backed by data. To maximize your chances of marrying, you want to ensure that you only date the marrying kind. And there are a couple of things that so most men will not marry until they reach the age of commitment.
Yes.
Okay, that's one thing that a lot of ladies do not get. So, for example, if the guy wants to get married after secondary school, usually the age of commitment is about age 23. That means the guy did not go to university.
Yeah.
He finishes secondary school. He doesn't go to polytechnic. He doesn't go to university. That kind of guy probably may get married around the age of 23. That's the point in which he will start to consider it. If the guy has gone to university, in Nigeria, most of the time, they won't consider getting married until they're 26. It won't enter their mind. So that means if you are dating a guy who has gone to university, he has graduated, and is below the age of 26, chances are that from that time to the age of 26, it won't enter his thoughts. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
For men, all right, for men who have graduated from university, the period in time in which they will consider getting married is between the age of 28 to 33.
Yeah.
It's high commitment. So you may find out that a guy has dated a girl from 20 to 26. He breaks up with her. You run into that kind of guy, 28, 29, 30. He's married to, he's ready to get married to someone else. And but I spent 6 years with this guy. It's not so much of he's a terrible person. It's just the period in life he is. Okay, so you would have to consider that. Most men will not consider getting married until they've been working and be living independently. Exactly. All right? For some time, for several years, maybe 3-4 years. And that's why a lot of college relationship, you're dating a guy, you're in the same class, 200 level. The guy most of the time won't. Okay, so there are a couple of other things too. If the guy comes from a family in which his parents are divorced, and maybe it's the mom that divorced the dad or so, chances are that guy will waste your time, but he will believe that the same way his mom left his dad, you probably would. The same way girls too. If a girl comes from a house in which the father is always beating the mom, she will also have his belief that any guy she dates to will beat her. All right. So those are some of the things that you want to keep. You want to keep in mind too. So, and that's why I asked that question. So if you're dating somebody, then also a man of 40 years, all right, who has been previously married before, most likely will consider getting married again. Either if he's widowed or he's divorced, he will consider. But a man of 40 who has never been married before, chances are that man will not get married. Because all the girls that have come before you did not succeed in getting him to commit.
Why do you think you will succeed?
And why do you think you will now succeed? All right, so those are some things you should keep at the back of your mind. But I would say, because of age, if you want to really have children, considering the time frame you have and all that, I think it's important to clarify what his intentions are. For most men, if you don't insist on it, the guy will be fine. No? Some guys can go 6 years with you. I mean, it's not in a hurry. So you probably would have to insist. If you've been dating for 4 months and all that, you probably need to ask, when are we getting married? 73% of men do not propose of their own accord. It's their wives. It's their wives that tell them, when are we getting married? It's the wives that force them to propose. You get me? So if you are waiting that it will pop the question, the guy is fine with the way things are. Do you understand? So let's just... So that's the story. I'm good things ended up well for you. I'm also glad that the last relationship, you did not use more than 1.5 years, 2 years. What you found out in 1.5 years, 2 years, some people discovered after 7 years. Yes. If if you see most ladies who are in their mid-30s, who are not married, somewhere along the line, there was somebody that they spent a lot of time with, that wasted their time. All right, so you said you had a story similar to that.
Yeah, well, maybe.
You don't want to share?
I want to. Very well. Okay. Okay. Why I said similar story? Do mine? Nobody was pregnant.
I want to leave.
But then.
Okay, can we just pause? So right now, Udi's going to bow out. He has an assignment. He has to start at 4:00, so he has to take out now. So let's just clap for him and all that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.